Hi, okay, just a real quick short video on I wanna say more about about gender dysphoria and about misgendering specifically. So like misgendering is just always gonna be, well, unless people start being less selfish. I want to talk about the reason people misgender. I'm a empath, so I see people's true intentions and can really like practically read their minds, and I can see what people, especially when it comes to something like this. Like, I know if someone misgenders me, it might not, if I know they're a good person and they mean well and they have love for me and they want what's best for me, it's no problem. I already just instantly forgive them. But then someone else that might never misgender me, but I can see their true intentions, that it's a bunch of BS and they're fake, it might mean almost nothing that they're doing that. So like the reason why people misgender, for what I learned, since I have to think about it all the time, unfortunately. In a perfect world, I wouldn't even have to think about these stupid things, but it's because of the narcissist epidemic. There is a worldwide narcissist epidemic, especially in America. Number 6, if you look at my playlist about, it's called 666 equals narcissism. That's what that's about. Number 6 is the number of the self, okay? By the way, number 666 is a translation error. It's probably more likely 676, I think. But we don't really know what the number is. We just know it's some type of number involving the number 6. The point is, it's number 6. Number 6 is the number of the beast. And that means the self, okay? The self in healthy balance, how it's supposed to be, isn't a bad thing. But the reason it's the number of the beast is because people, it means narcissism. It's talking about narcissism, the narcissist epidemic that's happening right now. So the reason why people misgender me or are grumpy towards it is because, and even just transgender people, and even just like neglected to learn to love transgender people altogether, kind of the bigger picture from their perspective is that they don't want to give us something. They don't want to. A narcissist doesn't want to give anything away unless they get something in return. Like, to them, a friendship, any kind of relationship is based on them getting something out of it. They don't give things for non-selfish reasons. So that's why they do that, because like you can see it, if it happened to you guys often because you're transgender, you would see that the reason they do that is because there's something that they don't want to give you. There's something that they know that would be giving you that they don't want to give you. So like narcissists, they don't have an ability. They have a teeny amount of ability, the ones that aren't as bad, to have empathy, but generally they don't have the ability to have empathy, to put themselves in other people's shoes, to feel other people's position. So they don't want to give that. The reason they don't want to give that type of respect to us is because they wouldn't get anything out of it. I've heard it called an in with the ladies. They don't want to give us an in with the ladies, and like things like that. They're worried about us being in women's spaces and things like that. And not for really good reasons. It's because it's kind of like some people, they don't want to give homeless people money because they say they'll just spend it on alcohol. Well, maybe if you were a homeless person, a bottle of whiskey is exactly what you would need, They're like, they don't really, some of those people, they don't know what it's like to be homeless. It's like a system that keeps you down when you're homeless. You can't just go get a job. You need to have an address to get a job. And maybe they don't have any clean clothes, and there's just like some, maybe what they need today, maybe they have something to eat. They're going to eat, but they really could just use a couple of swigs off a bottle of whiskey or something, Is that so bad? I mean, they wouldn't be able to figure that out. They wouldn't be able to have enough empathy to have those thoughts, you know. So it's the same type of thing, you know. They just don't. They don't really. It's not that they have a good reason. It's just that they don't. Well, they have the power to give something, and narcissists don't give anything without putting deep thought into how it affects them, and with no thought of how it affects the other people. So that's really what this is. It's 666. You know, so when people learn to love, the kind of love that will end our problems is with black people, you know, racism, with, you know, just pretty much any of the issues that's out there. You know, if even just empathy towards the earth, you know, like Jane Goodall says, you know, apathy is what's destroying the earth, you know. Apathy is the opposite of empathy. We need to have empathy even beyond just other humans and other groups of humans, but also empathy for the earth and for the animals, you know. And so narcissism is just it's a beast, it's a machine, and it's everywhere. It's inside all nations, all religions, but so is good. Good is inside everywhere too, everywhere. And so that's one of the you know, that's why overgeneralizations like racism and sexism and things like that don't work, because you can't overgeneralize something that has everything in it, you know. So, but that's why people misgender, you know. Otherwise, they would just do it because they would want what's best for you, and they would see how it helps you, and they would see that you're not really a threat. You're not going to hurt anybody because they call you a she.